and welcome back to my channel. We are still here in LA, and I think we're gonna be here in LA for quite some time on social media, because why not? I am with a very dear friend of mine, and I don't need to introduce very much because you all know him very, very well. And he is a superstar everywhere we go and a hero for a lot of Asians out there. So let's welcome Kevin Kwan. Oh my God,
Hi.
Finally. So it's been
Welcome
what?
to LA.
2 years.
It's been 2 years.
Since the last time we saw each other in Paris. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Because of everything going
Yeah,
on.
it has been 2 years.
Right, smack
Almost,
in the middle
yeah.
of the pandemic, and we are here, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like asking, and I mean, it's been so long. How did we meet? How did we connect? How did it happen? So I will go first.
Okay.
I need to inject that I did audition for Crazy Rich Asian. I never really got to really say that. Yeah, so I think that's how he kind of saw me, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, let's reverse this.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Let's rewind even more,
Okay.
because I had requested
Okay.
that we get you to audition.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah, of course.
I didn't tell me that.
Really? Okay.
I'm so flattered.
Because I really felt like we needed representation from as many
Yeah.
Asian countries as
Yeah.
possible. And we were casting our net internationally, and I said, there are so many talented, amazing
Yeah,
Filipino actors, who are huge stars,
super a lot of Filipino.
and so, you were on the hot list,
Oh my God.
definitely. So
Shocked. Thank
that was
you.
how it started, and then we
Okay.
met in Paris, because
Yes.
then I was asked also to
Yeah.
curate this very special.
Yeah. We met first in the Philippines. You were there.
That's right.
And I remember I saw you at the Shang going out, but I was too shy. And then I think we smiled at each other, then we saw each other for dinner.
Yeah, I was rushing
Yeah.
from event to event.
Yeah.
It was during the book tour, so I was like, oh, there's Heart, but I think I'm seeing her later.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. And then, yeah, so that's how it began.
Exactly.
And then, yeah, the rest is history.
The rest is history.
In the middle
Yeah.
of the pandemic.
And we'll always have Paris.
Yes, we
Exactly.
will always have this. Okay, next. You've been asked this question so many times, but we're still gonna ask the question. How did Crazy Rich Asians book begin? The idea and all of that.
It was really a passion project. I really felt, especially after being through a very difficult time with my father. He was very ill for about 2 years, and I spent a lot of time with him, and spent a lot of time talking about memories of Singapore, of my childhood. I wanted to know about his childhood because, he truly grew up in a world that no longer exists.
Yeah.
He grew up with a chauffeur carrying his suitcase, his briefcase
What a
into
story, yeah.
kindergarten
Yeah.
every morning.
Imagine.
Imagine that. Like, I cannot even fathom that.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know more about his life, and that just inspired me to really want to put these memories down on paper.
Yeah.
So the idea was to do something almost autobiographical, but then what happened was it just transformed into these short stories,
Yeah.
that are very fictionalized.
Yeah.
They're really not based on my family.
Yeah.
But, there's the inspiration point came from my father, from my family. And then,
And the people that surrounded them.
yeah. And it was
just-
never meant to be published.
Really?
Yeah.
And how was it published?
I showed it to a friend.
And she was so.
I showed it to a friend I was working with her on a project for Oprah Winfrey.
Okay.
So we were both producing a book for Oprah. She was writing, I was doing all the visuals.
Crazy.
And one night we were at dinner at the Ralph Lauren restaurant in Chicago.
Okay.
And she's like, so what do you do to unwind? After all this stressful day we have,
Yeah.
we're at Harpo Studios, we're like looking through the archives, we're trying to plan all this thing, we're on deadline. And I was like, believe it or not, to unwind, I've been writing a novel just for fun. And she said, why don't you show it to me?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, you sure? The last thing I hate to do is to bother other professional writers
read it
to
and-
read my
yeah.
work, because I know how that is.
Yeah.
It's like, no, she's,
Oh my
and
God.
I gave it to her, and she flipped out.
Really?
She flipped out, and she said, why is this not with an agent? And I said, oh, come on. I
You're
was
just
like,
being a friend.
I know, you're being a friend.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's not even done.
Yeah.
This is just a fun little thing. No one's going to take this seriously.
And at
and-
that time, Asians weren't really out there yet.
Especially not in literature.
Yeah.
You could count the number of authors
Yeah.
on your fingers,
Oh
And
my
then
God. And then did
the
you
rest is history.
expect?
Not at all.
What was your first reaction when it really, oh my God, this is happening? You didn't have a reaction.
I think it's just been very surreal. I think there's a part of me that still doesn't quite comprehend all that's happened. I mean, we're sitting here, I'm being interviewed by you.
By me.
On a beautiful rooftop.
Yeah.
It's like, how is this possible?
Yeah. Amazing.
I'm just a dude that wrote something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's so, I mean, I think it was written in the stars. It was for a great reason, especially with the times now.
I do believe in divine timing.
Yeah.
And I believe that things happen for a reason.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
I was meant to write this book.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, not to sound grandiose or anything like that.
No.
You know,
Everything is really
because so much happened that is unexplainable and miraculous. You know?
Yeah.
Starting from a page of text that I never expected to be published to a cultural phenomenon.
Exactly.
Like, who would have thought?
So aside from writing, you mentioned a while ago, what else do you do for fun? I mean, on your own, what relaxes you?
You know, I used to travel a
Okay,
lot.
now that it's out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I used to do a lot of traveling for fun and, you know, visiting friends all over the world, and I love to eat.
Yeah.
You know, I love to do.
Is Palawan.
I love Palawan.
Trips,
Yeah.
Did you know? Well, there's the
I love
secret
tropical
one.
islands.
Yeah.
I love going snorkeling. You know, I love hiking
Yeah.
and doing. I'm really kind of an outdoors
An
person.
outdoor person. Yeah.
Believe it or not. So like I thrive in nature.
Yeah. Do you like
So.
to have a lot of people? Like, I mean, now that you're so famous, I'm sure you have like big crowds. But how do you maintain like your close knit friends?
You know, it's interesting. My close knit friends have always been there for
never
30 years.
changed. And
They've
that's
never
why they're
changed.
there.
That's why they're there.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's just you maintain that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's something I really treasure. You know, like people that know you in and out, that have known you since you were
Yeah. And no matter
much younger.
what circumstance, they'll
Exactly.
always be there.
exactly
Up or down.
Yeah.
Okay,
And as much as my life has changed,
Yeah.
they haven't changed.
Yeah.
You know.
And you haven't changed. Yeah. So
I
that's
hope not too much.
No, for the better. For the better. Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm gonna ask you, like a nice lowdown of Crazy Rich Asians. What is happening? There's been a pause, and we're all waiting for the world to relaunch.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a relaunch for Crazy Rich Asians?
The movies?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, we've been working so hard on getting the scripts perfect. You know, that's what it all comes down
Because
to.
I remember that there was
Yeah.
an announcement that there was a green light for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been that way, but we were really wanting to ensure that the story is right and the script is amazing.
Yeah.
You know, number one. And then, of course, the pandemic happened, which
Yes.
has slowed everything
Yeah,
down.
and in the book,
Yeah.
there's so much traveling happening.
Exactly.
So,
We
yeah.
can't travel, we can't film. The other amazing thing that happened is that all these mainly unknown
Yeah.
stars, actors, became
Yeah.
superstars.
Yeah. Which is
And they're all so
amazing.
busy.
Look at
You know what I mean? Look at
that.
Henry Golding,
Yeah,
you know, has
he's
all these
everywhere.
movies.
Amazing.
Gemma, she's on the cover of British Vogue this month. You know, Aquafina. Yeah, it's.
hair's
I'm
standing up.
so happy for all of them. But at the same time, it's like, how are we gonna get them to be in this movie?
That's true. But I'm sure they're all gonna make time.
Totally.
For it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But it's like gonna be like a chess game.
Yeah.
Of how to schedule everything.
How to put everything
And then
together.
John Chu, you know, so busy,
Yeah.
filming movies back to back.
Okay.
So.
My last question: is there anything that you want to say to your Filipino fans, or to anybody watching that want to be something, and they're Asians, and they're all the spotlight is on you, my dear
Yeah, oh
friends.
gosh. Well, first of all, thank you. Thank you. I mean, you guys have been the super fans of super fans, and I've really appreciated all the love and all the support that Filipinos around the world give me. So it's so special to be here with you and to have a direct channel into the Philippines. It's you've welcomed me so much, so many times. I can't wait to go back
Yeah.
when it's possible to travel safely again.
Yeah.
And I hope you are all staying well and as healthy as possible. And we will get through this.
Yeah, we will.
And we'll be back to a place of joy and book signings and fun.
Yeah.
And but until then, everyone stay safe. And it's really been a pleasure.
All right, short but sweet, but
Yeah.
super meaningful. Thank you so much, Kevin.
Cool. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. See, it was fast.
It's so fast.
Now we're gonna have lunch. We're gonna talk about the things that aren't published. So we gotta go. This
Yeah.
has been Heart. Don't forget to like and subscribe.